Hey guys, so today is day 3 of my Commonwealth tournament. Right, so today I play two games, right, and two games with white pieces. Right, so this is the first game of today. I play against 1300 guy. Right, so I start with e4. He played c6. Now I go d4. He played d5. Now c3. Takes 6. So it's just a very common Caro-Kann. Bishop g6. Now I decided to play some cheesy opening, some cheesy opening like knight e2, knight f4, and a h4, just trying to cheese my opponent, right? Just trying to cheese him. Knight f4, bishop c4, and there's one game between I believe Mikhail Bobinnik versus Mikhail Tao. Mikhail Tao just sacrifice on e6 without an hesitation. I just sacrifice that with the knight, pawn takes, and bishop takes, and followed by castles. But okay, that's just too crazy. Mikita actually lost the game in the end. But okay, I decided to play c3. Opponent played knight d7. I go castles, d6. In this position, I know the best move is actually bishop takes d6, which is crazy. Takes, knight takes, queen a5 is the only move. And now the move is queen b3 here, attack the pawn, control the f7 square, that threatens some rook e1, aiming the king, and then the king is actually quite weak here. Right after some queen d5, knight takes g7. Yeah, there's some crazy line. I don't want to take some too many reads. I don't want to take too much risk, so I play rook e1, which is also a great move, and setting up a trap. So in this position, the best move is take, remove my attacker after bishop takes. Then he's trying to castle. Knight h5 is the line, takes, queen h3. Yeah, knight h5 is trying to play bishop g3, defend a weak h4 pawn. And okay, I like this because I simply have bishop pair. Right. Let's say here you play knight d5 is even worse because you can't castles now. So with castles, knight takes e6. So my opponent fall into the trap. I play knight takes e6 immediately. F takes e6 and I instantly reply with rook takes e6. So basically my preparation was until here, right? So because in this position basically white wins. You either win back your bishop or you go this power attack. It's king, right? So I think king h8 is the best move here, and then we just take on d6. Then we win back on material, and then we up to pawn. Opponent played knight d5 in this position, so I thought it's the same thing, rook takes d6. So in this position, after rook takes d6, what am I calculating is he played queen e7, attack my rook. Then my rook is actually trapped, so the only move is bishop takes d5 check, pawn takes, rook takes. And okay, my rook is not trapped, and my rook can back to the game, and it's a good game. So I saw the signs, I decided to play more forcing, right? So I played bishop takes d5, which is an unforgivable blunder. Right, it's an unforgivable blunder because it's just a bad blunder. It's like a 900 elo blunder, right? Maybe 1000 elo blunder. Because in this position your bishop is hanging, and I thought I just played rook e8 check, and then I win back the queen. But in fact, if you count the material, after this, this of course he just takes the bishop. Then he up a piece, you sack a piece just now. So my idea is to go rook check, takes, then he has this intermediate move, and then you win back a material. And let's see, there's rook, bishop, knight versus queen and pawn. So black is actually better in this position. So you don't play the automatic move. You need to think for some intermediate move or in between move or intermezzo or zigzag something. So bishop takes g3 is actually the best move, and it's actually winning for black. So this is a blunder. I thought it's more forcing because I thought rook e8 check. Right? What I'm thinking is like, oh, I just win a queen, but I didn't really count the material. So it's like rook, bishop, and knight versus versus a queen, right? So luckily my opponent just take with the pawn. He just played this automatic move, right? So I just take back, and now the best move here is queen e7, and it actually transpose to the line just now with with rook takes d6. Right, with rook takes d6, and now queen e7 takes 6, and we just transpose. The best move is queen f7, forking the rook and the pawn. We have to take because otherwise we lose. So takes bishop e3, and now it's just a normal game. It's knight 3 pawn versus rook. White is definitely better. So yeah, okay. My opponent try to look for some counterplay with rook takes f2. You know, because he know he's losing. He's down 3 pawn after I take on d5. It's 3 pawns, so he decided to go all out attack and just pray to the god. Just pray to the god. Alright, just like this is a pray for a god moment. So obviously if I take, then queen f8 check. Right. And then I lose back my material. He win back at least a pawn, you know. So rook takes d7. If queen takes, now king takes f2. Then I just up a full knight. So my opponent play queen takes h4. Again, he's making some counterplay, right? Just hoping for a miracle, right? Because he's completely losing. And of course, I can take, but I'm a little bit afraid about this. I just try to prevent any counterplay. After this, queen takes, you know, so followed by bishop b4. Of course, I'm totally winning. Maybe just do like this to defend. So okay, I decided to play queen e1. Counterplay the rook and aiming the queen. So obviously rook f8 is the most natural move. I thought at least I queen takes f2. And then okay, it's like double rook knight versus a queen. And okay, also bishop e3 is a good move in my I think. Yeah, it actually worked according to the engine. So also queen e5. I also think about queen e5, which is not a great move according to the engine. But okay, I want to play bishop e3. Yeah. So opponent just sack the rook. I play king takes g2, bishop e4 check. And now the best move here is queen takes d4, which is shocking. Takes. There's a fork here, so king here, bishop e3. And then now it's like rook bishop knight versus the queen. But okay. We can win back the queen, or maybe there's checkmate there. You know, this is engine line. We are humans, so I just go king g1. So now this looks very scary for white pieces, because basically look at this. All of my pieces on dark square. That means my light square is a little bit weak. Luckily this knight, although it's on dark square, but when knight is on dark square, you control light square. So at least you control the checkmate square. Right, so basically g2 is the move here. Now queen h3 seems like it's a fork here. I guess. Whoa. Alright, so the move here is just king takes here. And knight takes e4. Yeah. Alright, and then what, we just win. So opponent played rook f8 because he maybe saw this. I don't know. So basically this square is cover. Okay. So maybe after queen h3, maybe I'm knight f2, for example, to defend g2. So g2 is undefended. h1 is defended. This is defended. Right. So looks like g2 is the only attacking point for black pieces. He played rook f8, trying to prevent queen f2, and now he's really threatens queen h3. And now I find this tactic with rook takes g7. If king takes, then knight f5, we win the queen. So now after I play rook takes g7, I think I'm just completely fine and completely winning, because h1 square is covered by the rook, sorry, the knight, and g2 square is covered by the rook. And I simply play bishop b3, every square is covered, and then it's simply just safe for my king, and then I just out too much material. Opponent play king, h8, I just go bishop e3. Now you can't win. I'm just threatens takes, and then this is and okay. There's even no check because my rook can just go back. He played queen h3. Okay, I just take the bishop. Okay, obviously he's losing. Queen g3 is I'll play queen g3 next move. Either trade queen or go rook g6 takes, and then just continue winning. He go rook f1. I don't know why. Takes. He take my bishop. Queen f2. Queen f8 is a huge threat, so he trade the queen, and then okay, I'm up on rook and the knight, and he resigned. Alright, that's how I won the first game. Right, it's actually just one. I actually just won in the opening. Opponent didn't see this idea, but unfortunately I blundered with this one because I miscalculated bishop g3. I underestimate this move. You know, I thought it was just winning. I was just winning the queen. I didn't really count the material, so this was like what I should improve. I mean, this is in classical game. So it's really bad to play such blunder. But okay, anyway, luckily opponent didn't find the move here, and I still get the win like this, and I just win the game. All right. So this is the first game of the day. So this is now I'm gonna look at the second game of the day. So this game I'm still getting the white pieces, and my opponent is 1800 WFM from India. Right, so it's a strong player also. So I start with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, and play some sideline, bishop b7. I go castles, d6. So I remember in the Italian, right? Or I played the Italian, so I remember if opponent plays some sideline, like h6, didn't go for the main line, you can always strike in the center with d4. Right, he go e takes d4, takes, knight f6, knight c3, defend the pawn, castle, h3, defend the g4 square. For some reason, I don't know, maybe I want to go bishop b3. He go knight d7. So this move, he's going back with this knight. So I'm trying to see what's the idea. So there's many ideas. First of all, you can play knight e5, knight c5, or knight b6. Basically, if you play knight d7, right? So maybe knight e5, the attack is great, and knight c5 attack is e4 points, weak e4 points also great. But knight b6 I don't think is a good move because I simply run run the bishop, and then I simply run the bishop, and then your knight is doing nothing. Also, when you go back the knight, maybe you want to play bishop f6 or even bishop g5, just trade the bad bishop. But okay, apparently I have f4, so maybe just bishop f6. So in the game I go rook e1. Rook e1 is not it's actually a miss win. So in this position, it's actually puzzle time. White to play and win. So feel free to pause the video if you want, anytime. So in this position, the best move is bishop takes f7. This is shocking. So this actually reminds me the famous Bobby Fischer versus Samuel Reshevsky. Right, this is a famous position. So in this position, Fischer it's white pieces. Fischer is white pieces. Yeah, this is a very nice game. So in this position, he played bishop takes f7. Great move. The idea being after rook takes, knight e6, the queen trap because of the pin. The queen is pinning. So in the game we have king takes f7, and now still knight e6, trapping the queen. In the game, pawn takes, and then Fischer win the queen. Sorry. Yeah, and then Fischer win the queen like this. But if you take with the queen, if you take with the king, then just check. Okay, maybe g4. I guess I didn't really know the move actually, to be honest. This one. Okay, here maybe e6. Yeah, here e6 and queen g and bishop g5. So here, okay, queen g2. Yeah, that's how you win the game. So it's exactly same thing here. If you take with the rook, then we go here, takes, and then we take the rook. Then it's like rook to pawn versus bishop and knight. So he'll win back this knight. Or maybe 3 pawn, because after you do b6, at least I can sacrifice the knight. b6, bishop b7, so and sacrifice knight for pawn. So it's maybe like rook 3 pawn versus knight and bishop. So 3 points is actually just too much in my opinion. So this is actually a missed win. And if you take with the king, and now still knight e6, if queen e8 is the same thing. Now king takes is mate in 2. So this is very similar like the Bobby Fischer game. In the game I play rook e1, it's a missed win. So when he played knight d7, he didn't control the d5 square and f5 square because blocking the bishop. So I actually have some chance to go, knight f5, but I thought bishop f6. Then, okay, this knight is good, of course, but maybe you trade, Knight d5 is another move I was considered. It's also great, because I got a bishop pair. But I think this is fine for black, Maybe it's fine for black. Although I have bishop pair, but I think it's fine for black, He has this knight. Maybe he can try to break through the center. Maybe. So I go rook e1. He go knight e5, attack my bishop. So now there's some threat of black pieces. So when I go bishop b3 or bishop f1, it's my plan. Doesn't matter. He can play knight takes d4 and bishop takes h3. Point being, pawn takes, knight f3 check. And you win your queen. So let's say f4, there's knight c6. Attack your queen, then run the bishop, he simply up a pawn. Right, bishop b3 is totally same thing. So I don't really want to play some passive move like bishop b2, blocking my rook, defend f3. So I decided, just take the knight. And after takes, and now I go bishop f1. And now there's no more thing like that. Bishop h3. Bishop b3 also fine, but I thought like c5, c4 is a little bit dangerous for me. Maybe I'm wrong. So I play bishop f1. He go bishop f6. So basically, you have this b file. Basically, can restrict my bishop on c1. If I go b3, then this diagonal become weak. So I'm trying to activate my queen first. So I go f4 and queen f3. Queen d3 is also what I consider. Actually, my first instinct was queen d3, followed by bishop d2, rook d1, and bishop c1. But I saw this move a5 and bishop a6. I don't like this, so I go queen f3, and which is safe and also defend the pawn, and also the bishop's not blocking. Knight h4 is not scary though. I'm just go like queen f2, maybe g3, kick this knight away. So definitely do nothing. I just run my queen. So yeah, so we play rook b8. Basically, now make me hard to activate this bishop. So I decided to go back with bishop c4 and now bishop b3. There's no more knight on e5, so there's no more stuff like a5, a4, c5, c4. It's a free pawn now, and also maybe kind of like prevent d5, and you go bishop d4 check. Right. So obviously, if I go bishop here, so first of all, yeah, if it takes, I guess I can trap your rook like this. Oh no, because alright. So the point being, takes here, and now knight a4 trap your rook. But I saw this move, queen f6. If I take, then check, winning your bishop, and now he simply threatens to win, to take your bishop and take your pawn. Right, you remove the defender of the pawn, and this pawn is actually quite weak. If I push it, and now e5. So this is just bad for me. So I have to move the king basically. So I thought king h2 is better, but I just feel something wrong with this move. I don't know how, but I just feel something wrong. So in the game I decided to play king h1, which is maybe not the most accurate one, because of bishop b7 aiming the queen and the king. Right, but I thought maybe still fine. Thought maybe still fine. Okay, so in the game he go queen f6, I go bishop b3, blocking this file. He go rook e8. So basically, when you play f4, right, e pawn is weak. So now the e pawn is quite weak. He can put many pressure on e pawn, and then at the right moment remove the defender, and then win the e pawn. I go bishop d2, just activate with the pieces. Right, also thinking about some knight d1, try to activate this way. But that's this very brutal move, bishop f5, using the pin and win your pawn. So this is really bad. So I go bishop d2. So my first idea is after bishop b7, which is what play in the game. I go rook d1, just defend the pawn, activate the rook, and maybe go back with bishop c1, open up this rook. If you go c5, maybe I can Now you block the d5 square. So maybe the pawn is not, it's weak, but it's defender, right? Actually, we can hold on. We can hold on this position, right? But in this position, I saw some really nice moves, some really nice move, a really nice move. So I'm thinking of activate my knight. Right, so this is like a positional pawn stack. You know, I thought black's better in this position. Actually, no. Actually, the position is still even, you know. Okay, but I thought black have some chances with some play here. So I decided to play some immediate attack moves. Yeah, so I play e5. So this move is, there's two ideas. This is, first one is clearance sacrifice. Clearance positional pawn sacrifice. You clear the e4 square for your knight. The second one is when you play f5. This is one of the idea by Magnus Carlsen, very famous one. When you play f5, there's knight e5. So you first play e5, after takes, then you go f5. Then there's no more knight e5 stuff, alright? So I play e5 in this position. Alright. So, the best move, actually take is better for white. It's actually better for white. So the best move here is queen f5. So I'll show you what if he takes. So f5, I believe there's knight f4. So I want to play knight e4. And after the queen move, I go f5. So let's see. There's many square for the queen. So in the game, I calculate this too. Sorry, this 3. So let's look at it one by one. So queen e7 is a very bad move. I simply go f5, followed by f6, or followed by bishop g5. You know, there's this pin. And then just crushing. The king is just too weak. Maybe followed by queen g4, attack the king. Knight h4, and then your knight just got trapped. Then queen g4, followed by f6 is just completely winning. Knight f4, we can play f6 of course. We can also simply win back our pawn if you, I mean you can at least win back your pawn. But okay, maybe you just, after knight f4, you play some c3, bishop b6. Well, okay. It should be good. Yeah, it's winning. f6 is more, yeah. Oh, f6 then created weakness on f5. Right, after he takes, and look at this, just too weak. So queen e7 is a very bad move. So I'm thinking, okay, if you try to prevent f5 by going queen f5, and now I go c3, the bishop is only squares b6, and now I go g4. And after the queen move, then f5. again knight h4, your knight got trapped. And now, okay, luckily there's the knight on e4 blocking this diagonal. So maybe king h2 was a little bit better just now when bishop d4 check. Here, king h2 maybe it's a little bit better. So, that's back. So, queen f5. I go g4 and f5. Again, knight h4, your knight got trapped. Okay, you have to move your knight back. Okay, I simply activate my rook. It's just a very good position. And then we keep attacking you. Like this. Last, let's see, queen h4. In the game, I thought knight g5. And actually, queen h4 actually transpose in the main line in the game. So there's this, again, very brutal tactics here. I'll show it later. So in the game after e5, opponent didn't accept the pawn sacrifice after some long thought. Yeah. So he played queen h4. Alright. The best move here is queen f5. And I can play knight e4 or e takes d6, both are fine. But he played queen h4. And here I'm thinking about two moves. One is knight e4, which is what I choose in the game. The second one is I want to play e6. The point being takes, king h8, and I want to go g3. Attack your queen, and now I'm defending this pawn. But like, why are you doing this? Weaken this one. And I thought after queen f6, followed by c5. This is real bad. I think. Yeah. Okay. It's okay. I mean, it's even. So in the game, I play knight e4, and then he takes, which is a mistake. So, and then he transposed to the line I analyzed just now. Okay. So I thought maybe you want to play c5 because he's the tempo up right? Right. She's a tempo up because he didn't take the pawn. He immediately play queen here. Knight e4. He can maybe play c5, trying to exploit this one. But now I saw this move. Takes, bishop takes f7, and knight takes d6, and I win. It's a fork. Right, it's a fork. Right, and we win. Alright, probably you can first take on e4, but okay. I simply take, and then I'm still good. Now I bishop pair. Right, okay. If you, yeah, then it's just good for me. So you play d takes d5. Now it's mistakes because now in this position the best move is really brilliant. It's once again bishop takes f7. Right? The point being after king takes. Now you play f takes e4. I calculate this move, but I thought the idea is to go knight g5 and queen b3. Try to do some smarter mate. Right, knight g5, king g8, then there's this really brutal smarter mate. But I thought after knight g5, king f8, then queen b3, rook e7. There's no more attack. How can I attack in this position? Right, queen b3 is transposed to the same thing. So I thought there's no way to win. But the best move here is takes, king takes. It's not about this idea, right? It's about the idea I say just now. So one of my ideas to play e6 here, yeah, e6, and then takes and go g3, right? Now the queen can go back, right? I thought so. Okay, let's say right, let's say in this position I go. In the game, I actually consider knight g5, attack your pawn, forcing rook e7. Now I go g3, so knight g5, attack your pawn and defend my pawn. And now the queen only moved to stage 6. So the bishop's actually aiming the queen. So I thought like f5 something I can try and exploit this one. Maybe there's c5. So yeah, so the idea of bishop takes f7 is now you trap the queen like this. Yeah, there's no exit. You no need g3 now because you open out this one and then bishop g5. The queen is trapped. Right, simply trapped. So this is the whole idea of bishop takes f7. Right, takes, and then bishop g5 trap the queen. Alright, he has to sacrifice the queen. Knight takes e5, and then okay, you just win. Right? You win a knight. So, oh man, knight takes e5. You even have queen b3 check, and then win the queen. Sorry. So, in the game I didn't see that. Of course, I play c3 with the idea of after bishop move, and now I go knight g5. Attack the pawn. I expect he defends, and I simply take on e5. Open out the f file again. Attack the pawn, and maybe this e6 idea. But in the game, he played this very weird move, knight h8 to defend this one. And okay, I'm still doing the same thing, f takes e5. The rook takes his best move, I don't know why. But okay, I play f takes, which is the most natural move. He plays c5. And I play bishop takes f7. It's a free pawn, right? So the best move here is queen f5 for some reason. I actually don't understand this. Oh, so the idea is e6. Yeah, the idea is you want to go e6. So I go bishop f7 because I'm in time trouble basically, like 2 minutes left or 1 minute left. I forgot. So I simply win the pawn and I offer a queen trade because now I got a pass. I'm up a pawn. Of course, as a human being, when you're down pieces, you don't want to trade. So he's trying to keep her queen to try something here with his bishop pair, with her bishop pair. Right, I go king h2 just to step off of this diagonal. Rook f8. I go queen g3. c4. Trying to play bishop f2 or rook f2. So the easiest way is just bishop e3, but I'm like 30 seconds left at this point. So I actually calculate quickly after rook f5, and I thought I'm bad here, but okay, I missed this move h4. Yeah. So in the game, I play knight e6, threatens the pawn, checkmate, and threatens the rook, forcing rook f7. And now I play rook f1. Bishop e3 is also fine. Also, again, the best move here. Now I still think about rook f1, but now I think it's blunder because of queen e2, I guess. Attack a bishop. So I first play knight e6 when you rook come, and now I go rook f1. You can't take because it's checkmate. So now it threatens your rook. Now your queen can't move because you have to defend the rook. Your rook can't defend your rook also. So okay, he moved the rook away, but now I have this really nice tactics with knight f4, followed by e6. So he take the pawn, which is a blunder because now I rook e1. And I saw this very nice tactic. You have to defend your queen. This is 3 only square. Doesn't matter where you go. Doesn't really matter. Let's say queen c5, knight g6 check, hg6 queen h4, and it's a fork. And you win like this. You simply win the piece and then win an exchange, and it's an easy win. So I thought after queen d6, now after knight g6, hg6, there's no more queen h4 because of this pin. But later on I see, okay, I can simply take the queen, yeah. Yeah, I can simply take the queen. So yeah, this is just winning an exchange. So my opponent saw this, of course, and played bishop e4 and offer a draw. Of course, I declined because again, there's a very nice tactic here. Rook takes e4, takes, and rook e1. And now I win back my material. I win the rook back. So my opponent decided to sacrifice the queen because if he moves the queen, simply rook takes e7. Just win the rook and then threatens checkmate. He decided to sacrifice the queen. I go queen h4. Threatens the rook and some nasty discover check. Rook e8. Okay, I go queen h5. Trying to do knight g6 and queen d5 checkmate. Oh, not checkmate. Maybe win the rook like this. He goes c6, prevent queen d5 check. Very good. I go b3. Trying to strike this pawn. Bishop c7. Trying to win this. I go h4 to prevent g5 because I want to move my queen somewhere like here, but then it's g5. Right, like this. Like after rook e7, then followed by g5. I really hate this. So I play h4. You can't take. If you take with the bishop, then bishop takes. After rook takes, then your rook is hanging. If you take with the rook, now this is a trick because if you take, then rook f8. Answer the check with a check. But after rook takes f4, I can simply play bishop takes f4, bishop takes f4, and then g3. Now your bishop and rook is hanging. So after takes g3. Okay, maybe you can play rook e5, but after queen g4, threatens checkmate and your bishop, and you're just completely losing. So you go rook d8, trying to again do some counter play, and then there's no more queen here. So I go queen f3, defend the knight, and attack the rook. He runs, and I go bishop c1. Right? Rook e1. I go bishop b3. If rook d3, now the queen takes d6. Threatens checkmate and your bishop. So if you take my bishop, I take your bishop. Right? So he played bishop b8. Very nice move. Very nice tricks. You know, at this point, I'm like 30 seconds left again. So it's like there's 30-second increment. So basically, like from here, I guess I always play with 2 seconds on the clock. So it's really nervous at the moment. So, but okay, I managed to convert it. Queen f3. Yeah, he played bishop b8. Okay, now I go g3. Now there's no more pin, so there's no more knight rook d3. And okay, my position is good. Takes. He attacked my bishop. Now there's bishop d4. Trying to do some attack here. Alright, knight h5 probably. Okay, he go rook e7 and win the pawn. And now I'm just up too much material. Queen, knight, and one more pawn versus 2 rooks. It's just too much. So in this position, he resigned. Sorry, she resigned. Yeah, she resigned. And I got the win. So I really like this game because of the e5 idea. And of course, I also learned something like some bishop takes f7, which is really nice, right? So yeah, but if you watch Master the Game, you can find it on the board. If you watch many Master Game, if improve your intuition, improve your instinct. Like this bishop takes f7 might comes to your mind, but it didn't come to my mind. So yeah, it's quite bad. Okay, but I play rook e1, which is decent. And okay, activate all my pieces. And now I play this e5. Positional pawn sacrifice. Knight e4. Attack the weak f7 pawn. And then I simply win a pawn now. And then just win the game like this. Okay, there's a tactic here. So I win the game. And I win the queen. Okay, and then yeah, the rest of the game is just easy win. So yeah. So that's all for today. That's the game I played in the Commonwealth today. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. So see you guys tomorrow and take care. Bye.
Bye.